My name is Kingsley Kwayisi. I'm from Ghana, West of Africa. My mother was about 18 years when she took a seed, and because she didn't know what to do as a naive young teenager, she tried 3 times to abort me. This is 1978 in Ghana. And so she tried, ran from home to do her own thing. But after 6-7 months of not being able to abort me or terminate the pregnancy, she had to come back home. When she gave birth to me, said she was not ready for a child, so my grandmother took care of me. And for 8 years, I didn't know who my mother was, except I called my grandmother Mama. And then afterwards, my grandmother said, "No, I'm your grandmother. Your real mother is your sister," what you called Sister Victoria. That's how I used to call my mom then, Sister Vic. And the whole story was shared with me. It lived with me for some years. But until maybe when I was 30, then the story dawned on me that I had been saved from abortion and be raised by my grandmother for a purpose far bigger than my own story. So I started finding out what God would have me to do. And it dawned on me that I was saved from abortion to help other people who are vulnerable to find safe and environment or safe families to belong to. I've been a pastor for about 15 years, and I think I felt called into ministry because of my passion for young people. And that's where I started as a youth pastor. But over the years, God has allowed me to see through the challenges many young people carry, especially about identity, because either the father is not present, or they don't feel long, or they don't feel belong. And so that's how young people struggle really finding their path. And as a pastor, my own story has helped to really give hope to a lot of young people who felt not loved, didn't feel belonged, wanted to belong to a gang or do all the wrong things. Been able to share with them that God cares for them. That doesn't matter how they were born, and it doesn't even matter the challenges they face. It's really God at work through the difficult times of life. That vulnerable child is like Jesus. I always think of Matthew 25. So I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was homeless, I was in prison, didn't check. That least among us. And I think this, my church opening up to really serve the vulnerable, especially in my community, has turned things around in the last 7 years. We launched a project just to be able to connect with people who live 5 miles within our church, and we're able to reach to about 168 families. None of them were coming to our church, but we said, "I want to help you care for your children through education, through healthcare, and through supporting just small income for those families." We affected 200 children. We're committed to help them till they get to college. People hear it and they just want to find, why are you doing this? I said, because that's what Jesus wants us to do. The gospel must have hands in our community, must love people who don't even look like us. And for coming around those vulnerable families, it's been the best thing as a pastor I've been able to do in the last 7 years. There's a tension with the gospel proclamation, and some say gospel demonstration. And that's a tension we're going to hold between social justice and preaching the gospel, so to speak. And if you're a pastor listening to this and you hear this, be ready for the backlash, but stand your ground for the gospel. A gospel that cannot transform the society, a gospel that cannot change people, is not a gospel enough. It must change our heart, must transform our minds, and must empower our hands to be able to do the good works in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, which God foreordained for us to do. Pure religion to a church is about opening their doors to the vulnerable, orphan, the widow. Pure religion to a church is about making room for the other that doesn't look like them, to care about them and to stand with them for justice. To me, this is pure religion.